All right, another episode, Coach's Call on tap. This is our weekly Chalk Talk podcast. It's a show where we sit around and just shoot the shit about a couple of things it might be interesting, it might not. That's neither here nor there. We're just going to give you some topics that we choose and that we like, and let us know what you think. But we are joined by Tristan in North Carolina, Donnie Nolan in Tennessee, where it gets dark at 3 o'clock. That's crazy. We got Kyle is back with us, Pennsylvania. Welcome back, Kyle. We're going to get joined by Coach Jennings will be here in a little bit. He got stuck in traffic in San Antonio. But, yeah, this is Coach's Call on tap. This is our weekly Chalk Talk. We're going to talk about different things. We had a big conversation, gentlemen, via text. So I thought, man, this is going to be a great time to talk about it right here. Our Heisman winner.
Oh, Lord.
LSU's Jayden Daniels won the Heisman.
Sure did.
Well-deserved.
I called it the worst Heisman winner we've ever had. Ever had. And I got roasted.
Tell that to the 65 total touchdowns.
And
4 picks, almost 5,000 yards.
Yeah.
So we're just so y'all do agree he was the best one of the litter. He was the best pick of the litter. Let's start with you, Donnie.
I think not only was he the best, he's the one that improved the most from the start of the season to the end of the season. In fact, the Heisman Trophy ballots and stuff are different now. They used to be you waited till the end of the year and then you all pick, but now they pick every week. They rank them every week. And if you look at the rankings, he started out as a nothing. And he got better and better and better and better every week. And that's what you want. You want the best player who's playing the best ball at the end of the year. And I mean, the numbers don't lie. I mean, almost 5,000 total yards. Nobody else was even close. There were some guys that had over, 4,000 passing, but they had no rushing yards, where he had almost 1,200 rushing yards. So, it was a massive big hit for him. And I'm not saying it just because SEC homer. I'm saying it because I think he deserved it. I mean, he had the stats. Yeah, his team didn't win it all. They didn't, they're not going to the finals, but neither anybody else. So, Washington has a chance, but that's it. So I think he was the best player.
Kyle?
I 100% agree with everything that Donnie said right there. He deserved it 100%. The stats do not lie. The stats are right there in front of you.
Florida State was 13-0. Shouldn't they be in the playoff? I mean, shit, stats, if stats don't lie.
We'll get that in a second. Let's talk about the Heisman.
Don't drag the conversation away because you're wrong. Don't drag the conversation away because you're wrong.
Nobody said I'm wrong. By the way, let's make this perfectly clear. I'm not wrong. If anybody's going to be wrong on the show, it's going to be one of you guys, not me, because we can edit this, right, Tristan? Thank you.
Yeah. I got your back. I got your back.
Thank you, buddy. Hey, here's the thing, though. I mean, if we're talking stats and if that's all that matters, the best stat ever is 13-0.
No.
Yes, it is.
No.
How is that not? So that's not a stat.
Cincinnati.
Right. Exactly.
They were 13-0. They got destroyed in the playoffs.
Right.
I'm gonna. If you want to talk stats, then you have to talk all stats. Were they 13-0? Yes. Did they have a tougher strength of schedule than Alabama? No. Period. Yeah. Can they beat up on ACC teams? Of course. You can't beat up on all the SEC.
They beat LSU.
Yeah, they did beat LSU. They did beat Florida.
It was a good win.
They did beat LSU. They beat Florida. They have not beat the number one team yet. And they get a chance to this year. They're going to be the team to watch.
Okay, enough, Donnie. Tristan, come on. You can't tell me that Jayden Daniels was the best
Coach,
of all of them.
You already know what I'm going to say. Don't make me say it out loud.
Come on, say it. Say it.
Say it out loud.
I don't watch the shit. If I'm being completely honest, I didn't watch Jayden Daniels play a single down of football. Not one. Not even one.
I mean, you saw last year, Coach Jennings. I'm glad you're here. Thank you for.
He's here to edit the video.
Thank you for being here. I appreciate you, John. Thank you for being here, buddy. I know you've got my back on this,
The
John.
note taker.
And if you don't, this will be your last show. But look, here's the thing:
I don't even know your take yet.
His take is horrible. It's literally a dumpster.
How is it? Last year they picked this dude to win the Heisman. He couldn't win but a handful of games this year. He was dog ass horrible.
That's this
Because
year.
of
That's
stats.
not last year.
Because of stats. So now you're telling me this kid because of stats. I just don't agree. Hey, you have your opinion, and that's fine. Y'all think this guy is the best football player in all of college? You give him the Heisman. John, do you think the Daniels kid deserves it?
We got to back up. I missed even the start of this. So
here's the question. Here's the only.
About the four?
No. Here's the only question. This is it. Is Jayden Daniels the most deserving for the Heisman? Did they make the right choice? I'm getting hammered on this show, by the way, because I don't think so. But you tell me, John, Coach Jennings, the respected Coach Jennings.
I don't like any of them.
Well, you got to give it to somebody.
Yeah, I know. I don't know. I mean, you're looking at the most valuable player to their team, and Jayden is arguable. Is a good argument for that.
Yeah, but they got 3 losses, and they're playing in the dumpster bowl next week, along with A&M.
Should have went to Bo Nix, in my opinion.
I don't think.
No, I don't think so either.
Penix.
Good thing your opinion doesn't matter. Delete.
I think Penix. I think Penix and him were even. I think Penix had a better record. I think Penix is in the big dance, and I think that Jayden Daniels, if he was in the big dance, would be more deserving of it.
I would give it. I made this comment, Coach. I would give it to Quinn Ewers before Jayden Daniels, because they're at least in the freaking show. I would give it to Milroe. You want to talk about an athlete? There's another
Milroe
athlete.
was like number 8, wasn't he, on the list?
Yeah.
Milroe wasn't even close to it, but that's because of the slow start he had.
Yeah, that's the slow. But they're still in the dance. They're still dancing.
Mm-hmm. You're right.
You know what I mean? And to me, to me that would be the case.
Here's a question for you. Who do you think was the best player in NCAA football this year?
Bowers.
Okay,
100%.
why didn't he get it? Why didn't he get it?
They're never going to give it to a tight end because it doesn't have it doesn't have the flavor. It doesn't have that. That's the same reason they left him out.
He was one of the higher vote getting until he got injured at Vanderbilt.
Mm-hmm.
And that's sad. That sucks. But that's why stats do
Vanderbilt
matter.
or Georgia?
He got injured at the Vanderbilt game.
At the Vanderbilt game.
Sorry.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, stats do matter, and I do understand your point about Florida State having stats, but it's one of those things where that kid Daniels, literally improved game after game after game, and at the end of the day, his stats just stood alone. I mean, he had the best touchdown to interception ratio. He had the most total yards. I mean, it's what it is.
Yeah. What, Tristan?
Who had the most total yards?
Huh?
Who had the most total yards?
He had the most total yards of any quarterback, combined rushing and passing. Jayden Daniels.
Oh, total yards, not passing.
Yeah, total yards. No, I think he had 3,800 passing and like 1,100.
He was passing.
Yeah, he was the closest one to 5,000 total yards that we've had in a long time.
Mm-hmm.
Which is just a massive number.
Well, look, hey, good luck to him. He's going to be the number 1 quarterback taken, right?
No,
either
probably
him
not. No,
or Drake.
He's probably going to
be. May skipped and he's going pro.
In my opinion, Jayden Daniels is probably going to get overlooked, and the Dallas Cowboys are going to sneak up and take him, and then they're going to win the Super Bowl finally.
If I had to, it's probably going to be Caleb Williams or Michael or Penix out of Washington. They're probably going to be one of the first 2 off the board.
Yeah,
he's going to be the quarterback.
Him the fucking Heisman.
He's going to be the quarterback that
I don't
It's
get it
that
either. I
Justin Fields type thing.
who?
God,
A
I
dual
hope it's-
threat. He's
Oh,
he's
yeah.
more of a dual threat.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's where that's where that's where this is going.
And that's the thing with both Penix and Daniels is they had two of the top receivers in the nation. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, that freaking kid. What's the kid at LSU?
Neighbor and
Yeah, neighbors.
Oduze, or however you say it.
Yeah.
Both those kids are a top 5 receiver in the nation. So I mean, if they don't have either one of those kids or one of those kids go down during the season, the other guy probably wins.
Yeah.
Well, then it's the whole Purdy.
So that's why, like, if you said, "Hey, what do you asked me the question kind of off the cuff," but I thought Penix had a better chance to win until I saw the odds come out.
Yeah.
Just because Penix made the big dance, and his passing yards were more. But I see what Donnie's saying with as far as total yards. I get it. So the most dynamic player, yeah, I guess.
There were some games this year though where Penix actually struggled, and then I don't think there were games at all where Jayden struggled. Just looking at the stats,
He just lost 3 games. Yeah. I keep falling back to that. You know, if you're going to be a Heisman guy, then you're going to carry a team. You're going to carry some to victory.
He isn't the first winner that's lost 3 games. Like, there's been winners before that have lost.
I know, and I have disagreed before too. I understand what you're saying, Kyle. Yeah, I've disagreed with that shit too. I mean, come on.
Come on.
I mean, come on.
You don't believe Lamar Jackson deserved the Heisman?
What?
Years and years ago.
God, here we go. With
Oh, fuck. All right, next topic.
Here we go with this shit.
Round it up.
My gosh, yeah. And the kid at Boise State, he should have won the Heisman too when they beat Oklahoma. There we go, crickets. That's what I thought.
Yeah,
that's what I thought.
Just stop.
Just stop. Whatever.
Just stop. Next, you're going to be saying Tim Tebow doesn't deserve it.
Oh no, I'm a huge Tim Tebow fan. I was a Tim Tebow. Oh yeah,
Thank goodness.
Huge Tim Tebow fan. Huge. Still am a big Tim Tebow fan.
Yeah.
Not like Pat McAfee, but yeah, Tim Tebow's a stud, dude. Well, Pat McAfee, dude, one of the greatest hitting punters of all time. Hey, Coach, did you hear this stat? I shared it with Tristan, and he was like, "Holy shit!" So there's like 138 D1 schools. 109 quarterbacks hit the portal last week.
Mm-hmm.
That's wild.
109 effing quarterbacks hit the portal in 1 week. There's 138 teams that are fighting for a national championship. 138 teams where you can go win a Heisman as a quarterback. 109 left. This is a State of the Union address now, gentlemen. What the hell is going on where you don't have to fight for a job anymore? If you don't like it, you can leave. And you can go anywhere and play.
Mm-hmm.
That's some new millennial bullshit. No offense, Tristan. But everybody gets an award. Everybody gets a ribbon. You can go. You don't. There's no. I don't understand. Do y'all agree with this or not?
I'll tell you one thing.
Fucking floored me. Go ahead, Tristan.
One thing that I've always loved about college football was the recruiting process and all that shit, and it's just gone now.
Yeah,
pretty much. Yeah,
and it's like, I don't know. It's more like NFL free agency now.
That's exactly what it is.
Who's got the biggest pockets and shit like that, and it's just, I'm not gonna say it ruins it, but I mean it's kind of a free for all now.
It paints it in a horrible picture. Take Kyle, for instance. He loves Duke. If he had any athletic talent at all to be able to play D1 basketball, and I mean this with all due respect, Kyle, I'm not bashing on you, but if you had D1 basketball talent and you got a half-ass scholarship to Duke, you're the kind of kid that would sit there and work his ass off to be at Duke because you love the Duke. You love Duke. That's where you want to be. And because they bring in these other kids, you work hard at it. You work hard. You're not going to go to Duke and say, well, they brought in these other guys. Shit, I guess I'll just go to wherever and go play because I got a better chance of playing over there than over here. And I got to, you know what? If you can't play here, dude, you're not going to play over there. And if you do play over there, you're still not going to make it in the fucking pros because this guy over here is better than you anyway. I just don't get it. It fucking floors me. Donnie, what do you think? You got two kids that are playing, what is it, travel ball, and these coaches are trying to holding 10-hour practices. What do you think?
Oh yeah, and I mean they recruit early. Here's the craziest thing of all of this. Like if you look at some of the names that are going, you got to wonder why. Is it money? Like Dylan Gabriel for Oklahoma. I mean, they were literally 2 games away from a national championship, and he's leaving Oklahoma and going to Oregon. Does he think he's going to get a better chance at Oregon? I mean, or is he looking to, I mean, he had 3,600 yards, 30 TDs, and 6 picks. But does he think he's getting a better chance to showcase his arm at Oregon? Or is he going to protect himself? You know, because Oklahoma's moving to the SEC, he might get exposed there. So I think there's each one of these guys, Ugalele, Riley is going. I mean,
Jennings, tell us why Riley went to Oregon.
Money.
Riley went to Notre Dame.
I mean,
he's going to Notre Dame.
He's going to Notre
Talking
Dame.
about Gabriel.
No,
right?
no, Gabriel. Tell us why Gabriel's
going to Oregon, and Riley's going to Notre Dame.
Coach, tell us why he's going to Oregon.
It's about money.
It's about money, 100%.
They get paid more in Eugene. They have more resources. They have a better market.
They have Nike money.
He's going to make way more in NIL money.
Yeah.
And that's what we're seeing. I mean, some of these guys, though, are going to be NIL money, but some of them, I think, are looking for exposure or leaving. Vanderbilt's AJ Swan, who had, you know, which sounds crazy, is Vanderbilt's quarterback, but he's leaving because he realizes he needs a better shot to showcase his arm if he's going to be, you know, a starter in the NFL someday. And, that's going to happen.
You know what's crazy about this is I was talking to my buddy. He's an Ohio State fan, and they're talking about Marvin Harrison Jr. and like he's gonna stay at Ohio State for one more year so that he could beat Michigan. Bullshit! You're staying at Ohio State because you're gonna make $25 million before you even make it to the league. That is insane. And then you're gonna turn around, get drafted in probably the top 5. And make another $25 million. And honestly, he could just make his $25 million at Ohio State next year and never play football again. That's how wild this shit is.
Yeah.
It's a crazy situation. I mean, you're looking at someplace like Kentucky that's had 3 different starting quarterbacks that are all, two the past 2 years, and they're both saying that, Levis obviously is in the pros. Their quarterback this year is looking like he's going to be a pro. And then Brock Vandagriff, coming from Georgia, is going to Kentucky because he understands if he wants to be a pro quarterback, he's got to get out of Georgia because, he's not going to get a chance. So
I'll tell you what happened with that Riley kid. You know the scoop with that Riley kid that was supposed to come to us.
I thought that's where he was going.
Yeah, he was. He was here. He was throwing balls with the Aggie stamp on it with his coach. We came out and said Wegman's a better quarterback than this kid. Our quarterback we have now is a better quarterback than this kid. So we sent our backup quarterback to Notre Dame. His name's Riley Leonard. I thought that was a cool story. I really did. I thought, okay, it makes sense. Wegman is good. Now, Wegman he was a G5 guy coming out of high school. I think he's Cy-Fair. He played at Cy-Fair coach there in Houston. He's a G5 kid, and he's big, and he can run a little bit. He can sling it. The only reason he hasn't made it here was because he got hurt. He's had two or three injuries. He's a human Band-Aid like that McCaffrey kid. But, yeah, we were supposed to get that Riley kid, man, and nope. Wegman's our man, and so he took the next bus out of here, man. He sat right behind
behind
Jimbo.
Sometimes it'd be like that.
Sometimes it be like that, big boy. Yeah, he took the bus ride with Jimbo out of College Station and on to Notre Dame. So
Do you
congratulations.
still say Jimbo's name? I
Yeah.
thought it was
Yeah.
okay.
Oh no, we love saying his name because it costs so goddamn much.
Okay.
Is
So
Sam-
we're
what
getting our
happened-
money's worth.
What happened
Okay.
with Hartman? Is he going to the draft?
Well, his,
More
his
than likely.
eligibility's up,
More than
so
likely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
he
He's
has to.
37 years old. He had to go.
Yeah.
You can only play
Wow.
so many years. Yeah.
I mean, I
Uh,
thought you could play 10 years in college football now.
Well, you can.
You
You
can,
can,
just
depend-
because
But
of
he didn't
COVID.
get hurt. He
Depending
didn't
on
get
the
hurt enough.
situation.
He
Yeah.
didn't
You
get
got
hurt
the
enough.
Yeah, you get the COVID year.
Yeah, but it was just it blew my mind when I saw the stat: 138 teams, 109 quarterbacks in the portal in one freaking week.
You know,
Oh my
there's
God.
quite a few takes on this stuff. You know, like I think that the college football coaches' consensus was, you know, the transfer portal was not a bad thing when that came about, and it was, you know, well, you know, coaches can pick up and leave and take something better, right? Why did
Right.
the kids have to sit out a year, right? Which I had to do in college football, sit out
Yeah.
a year before I could play, right? Transferring school. So that was a good deal. When the NIL thing came in, right, and there was no reins on it, right, and essentially it's kind of what Tristan said. It became free agency, and that's the problem is they've got to reel this in at some point. And I know they put some kind of, I can't remember how to even phrase it, semi-restriction, quasi-restrictions on it. They'll be tied to, but they still haven't done it right. So until they figure it out and somebody has enough balls to say, all right, it's going to be this or it's going to be that, and that's that, it's going to be the Wild Wild West. And these guys are going to leave for more. Gabriel's going to leave for more money. He's going to get paid $2 million plus. I mean, when you
And
say,
why
oh,
not?
I'm going to get $1 million at Oklahoma, or I'm going to get $2.5 million at Oregon,
Yeah.
right? And Nike's going to give me this, that, the, you know, I'm going to go do that, right? And so
Yeah.
I understand why he left.
And
You
30%
know, and I
30% of the rookies in the NFL, coach, they're not even making $1 million.
Oh,
Nope.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Go ahead, coach. I didn't mean to cut you off.
no, you're exactly right. I mean, there's that, and then there's the kids like, and I don't know if he has or hasn't yet. And hopefully he doesn't. But the Manning kid at Texas, right?
Yep.
Who money's not an issue.
No.
It's not an issue for that family. He has good influence, right? You wait and you play. Peyton Manning waited and played at Tennessee.
Right.
I know for a fact that Eli did, right, at Ole Miss. So
Every quarterback
that
at Georgia does that. Yeah.
that influence with not caring about money, right, keeps you in that trend of the process like we respect and we used to see. But now it's a glorified whatever, right? The millennial, not to attack millennials, but the whole mindset of gratification now, right? Immediate gratification, right?
The
That's
whole world is like that now too, though.
and it's not just the kids;
Yeah.
it's the parents, it's the people that influence,
Yeah.
right? Peyton Manning, Archie, those guys are not that way,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
They weren't brought up that way, and they don't
Yeah.
operate that way.
But
But
you just
everyone
said it,
else in
coach.
America does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You just said the amount of money, dude. His recruiting visit, they spent $250,000 just
I don't
on
know.
the Manning visit at UT.
Sure.
I don't know.
That is a lot of freaking money.
But you know what you're getting, right? You're probably
Yep.
getting what you're seeing, right? Which is that guy ain't gonna just jump in the transfer portal. If homeboy yours is that good, then great, right?
Yeah.
If that quarterback in front of me is great, I'll wait 2 years and I'll play my 3. You know.
I got you. Yeah.
But,
Yeah,
and that's
Here's
the last thing I'll say is this: what's bad is when you're a mid-major, and I hear it because I have a lot of friends that are in mid-majors,
Yep.
like the UTSAs of the world, like the Marshalls of the world, like the UNLV Hawaii's of the world, San Diego States of the world. They're taking kids and developing the son of a bitches, right? North Texas,
Yep.
developing them, and then putting and investing a lot. Those kids are playing for them, and they got all their eggs in that basket, and then they're watching them go, oh, I'm in the transfer portal and I'm gone.
Yep.
Right. So the development's happening at a different school than where they're actually going to succeed.
Yeah. Now we talk. I need to go back, Tristan. I'm going to go back this week, and Donnie. I think it was one of our first 2 years ago. When we first started doing these podcasts, we talked about the NILs coming up, and we said it on the podcast. this shit is going to be like the wild, wild west. There's no way they're going to be able to control it, and it's going to get out of hand. And the amount of money that they're going to be throwing. And we said it. I mean, because me and Donnie are SEC homers. We know that. Everybody fucking knows that. We don't care. But the amount of money we have. I mean, let's just talk about just A&M. I mean, we just paid a guy $80 million to get the fuck out of town.
You got Shohei Ohtani money.
I mean, yeah, this
Yes,
guy,
you do.
this motherfucker, he's making $20,000 a day to not coach at A&M. I mean, that's how much money we have. And we talked about it 2 years ago. I want to go back and see if I can make a clip out of it. And we talked about it. We said this NIL deal is not going to be good for anybody. It's not going to be good for the game. It's not going to be good for the kids. And it's going to be out of hand. In some of these schools, there ain't going to be parity, big boy, because you don't have enough money. I'm going to get the big ones, and that's the way it's going to be. Anyway, yeah, it's going to get worse, man. It's going to get worse.
NIL has made things worse for the mid-majors, but it's helped in their overall recruiting.
Yeah.
Because too many other schools are getting in the transfer portal and not taking as many freshmen. And the lower level schools, FCS and low mid-majors, are having to take more high school kids and less transfers.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
It is. I'll tell you what's crazy, man, is one of my coaching idols is not going to return next season and coach the New England Patriots.
Oh yeah,
that is end of an era. One of the best coaches ever. I mean, people can say what they want about Bill Belichick and how he is and no personality but the guy's a ball coach. Me and Coach always used to talk about that. You know, if you coach ball, you coach ball, man. It's just that. It's that simple, and that's what makes Nick Saban great. You know, and there's a tree. You know, all these great coaches. There's a tree. You know, and Belichick is one of those guys. And I mean, I want to get y'all's take on this because I mean, Donnie, you're closer to my age, and John, you're right in the middle, and then we got these young cats over here. Let's start with you, Donnie. What do you think about old Bill?
I mean, it is the end of an era. It's one of those weird situations, though. It's coming out now that this was decided when they were in Germany and they lost. Yeah. And they pretty much went to him and they're like, you know what? Next year we're gonna have to go in a different direction. Here's the thing: he's had so much control over the Patriots for the last 10 years that you're not gonna be able. Well, he got GM type control 10 years ago.
Oh, okay.
So you're gonna have to replace him not with one, but with two people. Now, has his decision making fallen aside? Probably. I'm thinking somebody will pay him. Somebody's going to pay him ridiculous money just because of his name. But I don't think he's got it anymore. I don't think he's got that fire, that drive. And now he's got to go to a team where they're not going to buy into his system of
the Patriot way.
The hard knocks Patriot way. Hey, low budget. We're not going out and going crazy and paying ridiculous money. We're not going to trade away all of our draft picks to Chicago. It's going to be a tough road for him.
Fuck you, Donnie.
I'm just saying.
Bill's going to be your next head coach.
It is. But will he coach there? I don't think he will.
No, dude. I'll tell you where Bill's going. Go ahead, Kyle. What were you saying?
I think he's going to end up in Carolina. I don't know why, but I just got this feeling in my gut.
I'll tell you where he's going to end up.
A lot of talk about it.
I'll tell you where he's going to end up. He's going to end up as a special assistant to old Nick Saban at the University of Alabama. That's where he's going to end up. What do you think,
That'd
Coach?
Be wild.
Well, they're buds, man. What do you think, Coach? What do you think about old
that?
Bill?
Could be very likely. I didn't think about that scenario.
Yes.
Very, very likely. And that's where they go to get revitalized and refreshed. So, and he comes from that coaching tree, and so that's very likely. But I'm with a lot of what a guy said. I mean, I think his Achilles heel, the whole his ability to pay players a high salary and being the low budget guy, I think is something that kills him. I think defensively he's excellent. I think that he's playing with a squad that's not as talented as other squads and still making things happen with that squad. But I think his Achilles heel is hiring an offensive coordinator that's worth the shit. Because I think that Brady was his offensive coordinator for so long. Like, you can say whatever you want, but Tom was the offensive coordinator, right? It didn't matter who it was, which guy was in there, right? Brady was running the offense. Brady was the brains behind the offense, period. And then drafting, he's not very good at drafting, and he's hard-headed and makes some pretty unsound decisions on the draft board. So I think those things have been his Achilles heel, and now they've caught up to him. Now that he doesn't have that elite offensive quarterback, elite offensive coordinator, right? And he hasn't at that juncture. He should have hired a great offensive mind, kind of changed his group. And if you notice, Saban's done that, right?
Yep,
Saban
100%.
changed his mindset and said, "Look, I better evolve with the game offensively. If I don't, it's up for me." And so Bill's just been, no, this is the way I do it. We're going to continue to do it this way. I don't give a shit, right? And I'm going to show him that, I think he kind of had a vendetta to show that Brady was not the reason they were winning. And I'm sorry, it was.
Well, I mean,
100%.
It's the same thing. Do you think players have egos? Fucking coaches have egos.
Yeah,
coaches have fucking huge egos. So it's one thing to sit here and go, yeah, he did have great people around him. I mean, great coaches do. They do. But you're right. I mean, once that shit goes away, now he's pounding on his chest. But I just think he's going to go to the University of Nick Saban. You take a year off and be just one of those assistants, because Saban has 30 of them.
I think he goes to. I think he goes to Washington. They've got the money to pay him. Obviously, their coach is on the hot seat. I think he's a commander next year, and I do too. But he's on the hot seat. Let's be serious.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that is the closest to his home that he's willing to. He wants to stay near that area. He doesn't want to go to the Chargers or the Rams. Or,
I got you. Hey, Kyle, what do you think about Bill? You're a young kid.
I mean, my opinion on Bill is that man was carried by Tom Brady the entire way there. But that's my opinion on Bill.
Wow. Okay.
There was some great defenses there early on.
I mean,
yeah.
I think
it was great defensive. I disagree with
Tristan.
all that.
And you got to remember, he had some amazing picks in the tight end area.
Yeah,
he was able to get people like Randy Moss to come in and do. Yeah, he was able to get people like Randy Moss to come in for nothing, just because they wanted to win. But once Brady was gone, that mentality of winning was just gone.
Tristan, what do you think?
I think the game has passed Bill by a little bit. I think is he going to go down as one of the greatest coaches of all time? Yeah. I don't.
What did you say, Kyle?
I said unfortunately.
I'm not 100% on board with Kyle as far as he was always carried by Tom. I think in the later years of Tom, he was carried, but I think in the earlier years, Bill carried Tom, because those early New England Patriots defenses were nuts.
Yeah.
I mean,
Troy Aikman did the same thing with Barry Switzer in Dallas. Switzer had no business fucking coaching pro ball. Troy Aikman fucking ran that show. Go ahead, Tristan.
Like the 2001 to probably 2011, the New England Patriots defenses were feared. I mean, and I think that was because of Bill. As Tom got better and as his career went along, I think Tom then started carrying Bill. So I think Kyle's like half and half there. Like, I think Kyle's not wrong, but he's also kind of wrong too at the same time.
I will say one thing here real quick about, because I mean, he mentioned the defenses. Like, the New England Patriots defense is still good, even now, in this 10 season. There's still a top 10 defense in the league right now.
Yeah, you're right. And that's, I mean, honestly, it's Bill. Bill's a great defensive mind. He likes to run the football, but of course you get Tom Brady, let him fucking throw it. But as far as where Bill's going, I don't know. There's been talks about Carolina. I don't think, but to be honest with you, Bill and Jim Harbaugh are the type of coaches that need to come to Carolina so they can tell David Tepper to shut the fuck up. and let me
point.
let me run this shit, because what Tepper's going to do is probably try to get a yes man. Bill's not a yes man. Harbaugh's probably not a yes man. But you get a rookie head coach in here, it's going to be yes sir. Yes sir, that's what we're going to do.
Well,
So
you're not wrong.
So I mean, as far as Bill coming to Carolina, I'm iffy on it because, like I said, I think the game's passing by. But I also wouldn't hate it either because it might get us kind of back on track of where we need to be. So yeah.
I got a question for the group.
Yeah, go.
There's 32 teams in the league, yes?
Yes.
Okay. Divide that by 2, or what's that, 16? Oh.
Is it 32 or is it 30?
32.
32. 16 is half, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Let's say that we all have, of all the coaches that are currently head coaches in the league, and we all picked just by chance. We all picked number 12. Is Bill in the top 12 in the league?
Right now, no.
No, not right now.
Not right now, no.
No.
I disagree.
His teams aren't even competitive anymore. That's the problem. If they were, kind of in that midway point, probably.
But are we talking about? So are we talking about drafting or coaching?
We're talking about coaching, right? So
that's what I'm talking about.
Give him hell, even the Texans.
Wait, what are you trying to get at here?
Like if
give him a team with a quarterback,
he would be better. Yes.
Yeah.
He's a top 12 coach.
Right now, I mean, I'm just being honest. I think D'Amico Ryans is a better coach than Bill Belichick right now in this very moment.
Well, I didn't say D'Amico is top 12.
Yeah, no, I mean,
I think D'Amico's in my top 12, so that's kind of irrelevant. My point is, if he had a number 12 pick, is he not in the top 12? I think he is.
I'm not taking him over. We'll just go down the teams. I'm not taking him over Seahawks, Eagles, Jags, Ravens, Bills, Cowboys. You could make a case for Cardinals, not 49ers. Rams, you could make a case. Commanders make a case. Panthers and Falcons, obviously. Saints and Giants, yes. Chiefs, no. Dolphins, no. Jets, no. Titans, no. Texans, no. Packers, Bucks. Browns,
I'm iffy on Vrabel.
Yeah, I get it. I get it.
When he said
I am too.
That's not.
I am too. But
he's not a top 12.
But I'm saying you've got to have a clear case for these. You can't have a clear case for Bears or Browns, Lions, Broncos, Colts, Steelers, Bengals, Vikings, Chargers, and Raiders. Yes, but I mean that's like.
Yeah, but if you just counted out what you said, that's 11.
Okay, but
that's
you said
the Titans.
I'm gonna take my guess right now. If Bill stays in the NFL and doesn't take a year off,
my point is I think he's in the top half of the coaches, and so where are you going to find that other guy? And then besides Vrabel, who's not doing very well right now,
no,
the
Vrabel thing I do get. I'm here all the time. If you look at their draft picks, and Vrabel has not been able to take their draft picks, the GM took the draft picks the last 3 years. I think I saw something the other day. The last 3 years, the top 3 rounds, only one of them is still on the team.
Yeah.
One out of the top 3. And that is crazy. Their number 1 pick 2 years ago is out of the league.
Yep.
Like, how does a defensive lineman get out of the league in 2 years?
He's struggling with the draft and everything like that. Right?
Well, but so is Bill right now. Bill had hit on a draft pick in a year.
Where did Vrabel come from?
Bill. Oh yeah, he came from the.
But hey,
he came from it.
But hey, listen, I'm gonna make this is gonna be my pick. This is gonna be my pick for Bill. If he stays in the NFL, I think he goes to the Raiders, where Tom Brady is a minority owner.
Gruden's coming back.
What'd you say, Coach?
Gruden's coming back, baby.
You kind of look like John Gruden.
Good
Lord,
like
we need John Gruden back, baby.
Dude,
I mean, come on.
Will the NFL allow that though in this pussy era?
No,
he's got too much money invested in that shit. I think he wants to take him to the table.
Yeah, right.
That'd be
Oh, my
interesting.
God.
Old Bill Belichick.
If he comes back, wouldn't it be a great thing for him to come back and go to the Panthers?
Who, Gruden?
Yeah.
I'd take
I
him.
don't think
Fuck it.
Davis. I don't think Davis is going to let him get away. Davis wants him back.
Because I mean, they need a guy like that. They need that guy that's going to look at Tepper and go, man, you need to step back and let me run this bitch.
Spider Y to banana and just get it in the end zone, baby. Let's
Throw
score.
it to
I
the
love
fullback.
it. Throw it to the
the fullback.
Get it
Oh,
there.
Fullback position.
Come on.
Stink.
We need Chucky back in football. Really quick, guys, before we end the show, thank you guys for being here. I appreciate it, man. This was a lot of fun. I'm telling you, one of my favorite things about the NFL right now is not football. It's not the playing. It's not the championship race. It's not who's better, who's worse. It is Tommy DeVito and Sean Stellato. Oh my gosh. I cannot get enough of these two Goombas. I fucking love these guys, bro. I love these guys. I am a huge fan.
Tommy Colcutt.
Oh, Tommy Colcutt. I'm, it's just a beautiful story. It lines up. I love it.
That, man.
I mean, I hope it works out. And I just hope that's my Halloween costume for next year, by the way.
Tommy
DeVito.
That's who I'm gonna be. Yeah. No. I'm gonna be Sean Stellato. I'm gonna be his agent. I'm gonna be his agent, dude. That's what I'm gonna be. My wife is I freaking love it. But anyway, guys, thank you for being on. We got to get to our NFL Pick'em show, guys. So I appreciate you guys being on. Everybody listening, thank you for listening. Hit the like button, comment, hit the bell down there. Knock the shit out of that bell. We're trying to grow this community. Come join us on the Discord. Get the notifications. Hit the like button. Knock the shit out of the like button for us. Let us know what's going on. We are Coach's Call on Tap. Tristan in North Carolina, Donnie, Tennessee, Coach Jennings in San Antonio. Kyle, thank you for being on in Pennsylvania. I am your coach, Coach Z. This is Coach's Call on Tap, our weekly Chalk Talk show. We will see y'all next week. Adios.